else. So, what have you learned from doing all the live streams? Because like setting that up must be kind of different compared to like just meeting, and then like you're just
Yeah,
gonna record it and then like edit and then a bit then just upload. It's probably it's an
well,
additional workflow in a way. I don't know.
you know what? It's less work.
I mean, to
You
be fair,
know,
it's Facebook,
it's
so yeah, it's probably less work, and it's. I think
yeah,
if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken, you're using StreamYard, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so
So
even less work.
so before you, in a way, so like uh, it was less. It's less work because before you'd have to meet with the person. You'd go there. I'd have to go to my office. You have to wait for them there. So it's like a whole afternoon if I'm meeting a person for an interview, right? Now it's just like I go to this room. This is where I work, and I sit down and then I'm just there. So uh, it's less work in that sense, but it's also harder in a sense that talking on a screen is harder.
Yeah.
Um, there are also like weird like what happens to me a lot is just my kids just walk into this room in the
Yeah.
middle of an interview, you know,
Yeah.
or like somebody needs something from me while I'm talking, and then a lot of times like they don't like the person watching the video, they won't see it, but my hand will literally be like, stop, don't talk to me right now, and it's off screen, it's like off the
Yeah. Yeah.
screen,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and I'm just looking at the thing and I'm just like, just
It's
going
like
like that.
you
So
can't have your attention away from that. In a way, it's like so weird. It's like you have to be on the screen all the time.
no, but it's the problem with like working at home, for example, is you can't get away from everybody who needs your attention,
That's
right?
why we go out, right?
So yeah, so that's why. But so that's one of the challenges. But on the other hand, I found it like really useful in an ease of use kind of way. So I don't have to travel out of the house. But also, it's like free marketing to do it live. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna have this conversation anyway, and I'm gonna put it on Facebook, and people are gonna learn about it. They might not listen to the whole thing right then and there, but
Yeah.
then so in the beginning of the show, I always say, if you head over to 032.com, there's over 100 interviews there, 130 plus now at this point.
Yeah.
And then, that's where you can listen to it like for real, or your podcast app. And I feel like it's free marketing, no? The doing it live.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then people kind of get into it, like they treat it like the guest treats it like an event, you know so
Very
like
easy to
their
market too.
friends know about it. Yeah, it's true, yeah. But I do notice, like, so what happens is previously the guest would, I don't tell them to share it, but if they do want to share it, so when I wasn't doing the live stuff, they would just share the podcast link. Now they share the Facebook live link, which is fine, but like less valuable to me than the podcast link.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean, there's Facebook, and then like as we mentioned the top, like most people have Facebook, so might as well.
Yeah. So, and then the other thing is like you can talk to people who you just can't talk to it on a regular basis. Like one
Mm-hmm.
of the things that I discovered was I have like my really good friends, the guys that I grew up with,
Mm-hmm.
they're not here. They're not in Cebu. So, but then I realized it's really fun to talk to those guys. So we have regular sessions on the podcast right now, like every 2 months or something. I've been
Yeah, I
posting
noticed.
a session with them, and it's just like, yeah, it's just like talking the shit, like nothing really,
Yeah, it's like
no agenda or anything.
you find value in the conversation itself rather than like, okay, I brought this person on because of what he does or something. But like sometimes you just bring in some like random people just to talk to them, and then like the value comes out like randomly, and it's like that's like the most amazing thing about like just talking. Like I tried that once. It was like
Yeah.
fun. It's like literally
Yeah.
you it's probably 90% blabber. It's like okay, you're just like messing around and stuff. But then like you'd find those gems in there.
No, that's true because as you probably found out, like a lot of people when they go to your show, it's you asking them questions and them answering. So it's literally an interview.
Yeah.
It's not a back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
no? And for me, I would rather have a back and forth, but I understand why people do that because it is kind of a weird situation that they've probably never been in,
Yeah.
you know?
Like especially if you're just talking to someone you just met like the first time. Like I've had those situations where like I just want to be able to talk to this person because that person is interesting. But they never met me like beforehand. So that's kind of weird. So like, when you start at a podcast, you wouldn't invite like some random person out there. You'd invite people who you know so well because you need the thought of doing a podcast is already an uncomfortable situation. So might as well get people who you're comfortable with and just talk with them first.
Yeah, that's what I did. Like when I started my podcast, I literally talked to the people that I knew the best. Like, like I knew them really well. Like the first who knows how many episodes, I knew the people quite well.
Mm.
And then when I first started doing the live stuff, I didn't want to test it with
Yeah, of course. You
like a
wouldn't want to
person
test
that I
it with
didn't
like
know.
just like a random guest, I guess.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So I tested it with my friends. So
of
like I told
course.
them, you know what? If this
This
screws up, then
I
you
had a
guys don't care
conversation with
anyway.
friends. Yeah, I just talked to my
Yeah,
friends.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
fun. Yeah. So yeah, when
Yeah.
you
So low stake tests.
mhm, yeah, they're fun. Like it's one thing that you can get to like try stuff by yourself, but then like it's so weird sometimes when it's like how am I gonna do this, like I need someone else with me to try with me so that at least it won't be as weird, or because sometimes when you try something by yourself it's like a weird experience, but then like if you bring your friends along, it's like it's not as weird yourself because at least you also if it sucks, at least you all suffer together or something like that.
Well, no, but they're your friends. Like
Yeah.
they won't judge you.
Yeah,
Like
I
they
know.
know. Like my friends know I'm a fuck up.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They're my friends because they know that.
Why else
So
would they
I'm
be
curious.
friends?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm curious. Like, how come you haven't done like the Facebook Live stuff or the video stuff? Like you're sticking purely. Have you done the video stuff? Am I mistaken? You're
I've done
sticking
a
purely to the
live
podcast,
thing,
right?
but it was for a chat, like for helping with the COVID-19 pandemic thing. But other
Mm.
than that, no. Number one, because I still have a day job that's a strict time, so I can't just like
Oh, okay.
randomly put out a live stream. Of course, yeah, I can do it at night, but then like that's only
Yeah,
that's like my
but you're
only rest
you're.
time. So
I
yeah.
know, but you're still doing the podcast though,
Yeah.
right?
So
I saw some episodes.
yeah, there
But
there
so
are
when
still
you do the podcast, but how come are those new episodes
yeah, they're new.
or those are
But
like old
it's
recordings? Oh,
they're
okay.
new. Like the reason why I do it because one, I bulk them, so it would be weird to bulk up and then like do
Ah,
the live succession. That would be weird. Might might wanna try, but yeah. One, I'm also not as comfortable on camera when I'm doing it by myself. If it's like with a group, okay, I'm fine. I'll just goof around like an idiot. But like if it's my just me, I find it awkward. But I might try because when you don't try, like what's wrong with trying? So yeah, I don't know. I'm just uh, it's hard to do consistency, especially if you're doing it for like what very very long in the grand scheme of things. So uh,
oh, but you could still do the bulk stuff. Like, you
yeah.
know, you could And I like you probably record like what, like a whole bunch of episodes in 2 weeks, something like that, and then like release it all in the next 2 months or something.
Yeah. I mean,
You
to
could
be
still do the bulk stuff.
yeah,
But yeah, I see what you're saying though. It'll be kind of weird. It's like
have
episode will
lives.
come out really late.
Yeah. And you've done it already like what, 2 months back. So it's kind of weird to do it that way. And if if I wanted to do it, like I don't know, it seems so it's hard to do evergreen when it's so time, like there's like a time, the difference between your episodes is like a very short amount of time. Like for me, I don't know, because like there would be news like random, like a celebrity dies or something. So I mean, you shouldn't raise it up if you want it to be evergreen. But to be fair, it's not like um a thing that you put to bring up all the time. So I don't know. I'm just trying to keep the consistency because there were 2 weeks of during this whole thing where I got sick,